right, guys. My name is Harold Durana, and today I have Cody Garza with us today. So tell us, what did you do prior to doing insurance? Where'd you come from? I know you were at a practice company, so let's talk about that a little bit. But what's
Okay.
your background?
Um, I actually came from because I was a server for a very long time. I was a bartender for a little bit. I've done kind of mostly like heavy customer service jobs, a little bit of retail here and there. Yes, I did start at a practice company, um, hired by you, directly by you. Did my interview with you and everything. I had never done it before. No sales experience. Just customer service. But yeah.
Okay. How did that like customer service help you? Because I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are servers, have
Mhm.
done things that you've done, and again, mainly serving, right?
Mhm.
How has that helped you in this industry?
Serving, I grew up like a very nervous person. I still am to this day, but I think so much time spent being a server or bartender, you kind of have to talk to
Yep.
people. So naturally, you kind of like create this not necessarily other persona. It's still you, but you're like forced to talk to people. So you're forced to have conversations. You're forced to serve these people. You're forced to do customer service. So you kind of adopt this again, like almost second personality.
Yeah,
So a lot of when I got into sales, I had already that customer service voice, so I didn't really think about it until I would like maybe like leave a sales appointment, like, oh man, I was nervous during that and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah. It's interesting too because when you're in serving, you're like talking to random people like every single day. Like actually, like every like 30 minutes, a new person is in there, and a new person, and another new person. Whereas, like, I mean, it's similar to what we do, right? You're
Mhm.
talking to different clients on a daily basis. Obviously, not as many,
Sure.
but I'm sure that's helped you a lot. So, now you did go to a practice company.
Mhm.
How was that transition for you? I mean, and we're gonna start there because I want to talk about that. You went to a different company, and how was that experience for you?
I mean, it was definitely eye opening. I didn't know, sales like that necessarily existed, if I'm being completely honest. And again, I just have a customer service background, so I never thought to get into sales. I never thought that well, I could leverage my customer service, leverage my personality. Um, to build a career and all that stuff, all that was a stepping stone for me. I was in college at the time. Um, so it was a really good experience. It definitely got me even more deep into customer service because now you have to not only you're not just bringing someone food or servicing them an experience, you're servicing them for the rest of their lives, and you're
Yeah,
servicing them with something that they're utilizing for their family, and it's a much I wouldn't say like necessarily higher stakes in the sense that it's like you know
it's a more serious conversation.
exactly. Yeah,
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 yeah.
exactly. You're not just, "Hey, how are you doing?" Like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to protect your family." Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot more.
Okay, so what made you decide to go into the broker route? Like, I mean, again, it was a captive company. Now
Mhm.
you're in the broker role. What really like kind of pointed you in that direction or pushed you into the direction?
Well, you did. Uh, I think, that practice company and spending a lot of time around you, it was always my North Stars. Well, whatever Harold's doing, Cody's probably gonna do because Cody trusts Harold with his life, for the most part. Yeah, and then the opportunity is just a little bit more grandiose, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just a much bigger, um, it is a much bigger responsibility, um, but it's much bigger opportunity, much bigger growth potential. Because again, I'm not stuck with one product. I
Mhm.
have a plethora of things that I can actually service my clientele much better. It doesn't feel like I'm like, hey, this is the only thing that I have and this is the best thing. It's like, let me find you the best thing
Yeah.
and let me like go through a list with you. And it just seems much more customer servicey,
Yeah.
I guess.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
kind
you're
of fits my
figuring out what the
personality a
client
little bit
needs.
better. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Which is I think a little bit more suited for my type of personality.
Sure. Sure. So that's great that you mentioned all the different products because I think that's one of the questions that a lot of people have is that, well, it's a lot of products. It's going to be super complicated. Like,
Mhm.
talk about that a little bit because again, captive, one product really,
Yeah,
and then moving into different carriers.
yeah. Well, I mean, when you're in a
Well,
captive,
time out. It's like a menu.
exactly. Exactly, and that's why I said it's much more suited for my personality. It's that, hey, well, what do you like and what am I searching for? When you work at a restaurant, you work at a bar, whatever the case may be, of course, you know, I've had beer before and I've had, cocktails before. So I know what I like, right? So I can always suggest things, but I need to kind of know what you like, right? So I have to know your situation. When you're with a captive company, well, you only have the one thing. So it's my situation,
Yeah.
right? It's like having one beer on tap. So this is
Yeah.
all we got, man.
Yeah.
So I think with more products, obviously it's a lot more product knowledge. You have to figure out who will approve who for what medical conditions. Now with the toolkits and everything, it makes it quite simple, right? You plug in their information, and it should give you the best results. But I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily get overwhelmed by it or anything like that. I mean, I think there's a lot of product knowledge to go to. So coming into this very humbly, be like, okay, well, how do I do this and how do I do this, and always asking questions like, hey Anthony, hey Harold, like, is this the best route for this, clientele? I've never gone through this carrier. Um, but I don't know. I think something about it being having like all these options,
Mhm.
it makes it less overwhelming because then you kind of just truly know that, like, hey man, this is the best thing for your given situation. I don't feel like I'm forced into an answer. I
Yeah.
feel like I am giving you the best answer actually. It's like having a dictionary, or like, like a I don't know, like a book on a test. It
Yeah.
feels like, yeah, like I actually have the best answer.
Yeah.
I don't have to guess.
Yeah. Absolutely. So if somebody's like a server, in that
Mhm.
customer service industry, and they're looking into possibly going into the insurance space, what's your advice to them?
Bring your personality, man. You got a mouthpiece on you, and you probably should have a mouthpiece on you if you're serving 5, 6, 7 tables, whatever the case may be, a night, or not even a night. Like you said, every 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the client. Um, it's pretty much the same thing. You're just sitting there talking, and again, the best part about being a broker and working for FFL is that again, you have a menu of things I can bring to the table, a bunch of samplers for you, right?
Yeah.
Like we can really figure out what is best for you. You're not hard pitching somebody on something. You're just servicing the client, which is customer service.
Yeah. Absolutely. So if somebody wanted to reach out to you, let's say were in that space and
Mhm.
they're like, I have more questions. How can they get a hold of you?
Yeah.
Instagram?
Yeah. Instagram's a good way. At Cody Garza. That's CodeeGarza. I guess I do answer text messages. I'm a pretty friendly person. I might ask who this is if they're
Yeah.
just randomly texting me. Or through Harold. Harold's kind of the main man on campus here.
Also, you know what? One thing that I want to point out too, now before I forget, is that
Mhm.
what's great is like you said it earlier, when you're serving, you have to create a persona, right? And you have to kind of be somebody else. But when you're in this space, in the insurance space, and you're talking to clients, you have like that freedom to like, I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna talk to you like a normal person. Like I don't have to fake the funk to try to like get a tip out of you.
Yeah,
Like it's
exactly,
so different.
exactly. Yeah, like we you probably bring up like a quick personality question while you're filling out application just to fill in the silence. But I mean, for the most part, I think you and the people who have worked around me know that I'm pretty monotone when I talk. I usually don't put on a customer service voice when I'm with a
Yeah,
client. But again, yeah, the most that you ask is, like I had a client earlier today who was, hey, I was born and raised in California, but he lived in Georgia. Where in California are you, man? I'm in California, so that, like, natural conversations come up. It doesn't, again, yeah, like you said, you're not trying to
be
get
fake.
to, yeah,
You don't have
exactly.
to be
You're not
fake.
trying to get something out of somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to service you in
Yeah.
the best way. So,
Cool.
yeah.
So if you are coming from that server industry and you're on the fence thinking about joining into the life space, I mean, there you go. I mean, it's coming from a guy who has that experience, who's done it for years
Mm,
and took that transition and was able to continue to be himself. So thank you, Cody. Appreciate you having
absolutely.
having you here today.
Anytime,
Thank
Rose.
you.